welcome to chapter 10 of Eplectel Requiem composer walkthrough. Today we're going through a level called Fort for me, and because during the production every level was named a little bit differently from the end level name, which is today Bloodline. Alright, and I'm moving on. At the beginning of the level, you need to go and find the fort and navigate through the island. There is like few things to talk about, but I think you got it. Like, it's very following the emotions. And now that we have here a much more sort of action-based level, I'm going to go through it quite fast because it's taking again some of the material we had previously. Right here, we're going to have, once again, the preparation for what you know is going to happen.
What's going on?
So, of course, we knew the ending of the game. But we didn't want, of course, to spoil the ending to you, the gamers. But we didn't want you to feel stolen.
He's sad. All this because of a dream. When's the last time a dream meant everything to you?
The thing is that the game tells you from the very beginning, if you remember, and many times that Hugo is gonna die.
Hey, that's a pretty flower.
You want it?
Of course.
So all the material for the music is now making more sense. All these music are connected to what happened previously and what will happen at the end. You know that this is...
Let's get to this fort, quickly.
For the final chapter as well.
We could stay here. I like it here.
Staying here won't help you.
So let's move on. There was no music for a little bit, and now you're gonna see the fort, and the music will kick in.
Oh, look!
There's our fort.
It's big.
Just drums.
It's scary.
That building on the left. It looks like our chapel, no? I think. Yes.
And fort
Perfect.
is
Let's keep following the
the... I remember talking with the creative director, David and Kevin, game director, and they were telling me that this level was number one, the first one that they did in terms of production, like to find the new gameplay, I guess with the crossbow, I guess with the big zones now compared to the first one. So for them it was one thing, and when we started working on it, the story was more about AMICIA coming back to what previously was there. So basically, as I told you, the few levels that we went through up to here didn't have any cellos. It was choir, essentially. It was what was this? The nickel harpa, you know, little things, synth, but mostly choir. You wouldn't hear any cello or very, very... Flutes, that's the one, flutes. So now, AMICIA will be triggered again.
There's blood.
Oh no.
A body.
What? He's chained up.
We have to go back.
And that's the
We need
wrath.
to get to that chapel.
The same music that was used in the very first level when she's trying to escape.
Let's go.
So right here, it was like we were wondering,
Climb up.
you know, what type of music we want here. And sometimes it's very good to use what you already have, not for budget reasons, you know, but I mean, could help. But the thing is, it made sense that AMICIA is now like anticipating harm, because for the previous levels, you know that there was no harm, you know, it was not dangerous. But now something new arises, and she's about to fight again. So when the body falls here, remember the it's back now. So basically it's just to reactivate what was never gone in her. It's just that when she was on the island following, you know, Hugo's dream, she wasn't very much thinking about it. And now we have this new character, Milo. I think that's still Milo for you, because that was his name when we did the king. Maybe they changed it. Milo is a slaver and a very bad person, so it's a completely new character. And once again, it was not about making him very important. It was rather making him trigger back what was in AMICIA. So Milo is, I don't want to say an excuse, but it's the reason why AMICIA is now back to what was left on the continent. So you're going down here, and you'll see the different progression, because she goes down, and boom. Now she's facing, you know, a very big threat, like that. So same. So now she's badass and killing the guy. I mean, I'm in narrative, so I don't have the quick time events. And as you will hear the music, so now he's dead. And this, it will come, should come. This, okay, it's just like a little like where we didn't want to put any more narration here. It's just like, is it coming back? Is it coming back? And then you're coming out, and everything is back as it was on the continent. Right.
Yes, I'm here.
Here.
I'm fine, but they're prepared to kill. Let's not waste time. Damn.
Here.
I hope Milo's right.
So that's the music we used before she was triggered. So it's the same systems, the same things, just to say, okay, she's back at work, if I may. And you have the drums, I mean, all the systems. So I went through this the first time. I think it was chapter 3 or chapter 4. It was for prison. So go listen to this. It was, I think, very interesting to see the system work. Let's move on to the next bit.
The fort's ahead. Good.
So passing the first stealth zone, and now we're gonna meet, let's say, we'll be introduced to Milo. What's interesting in this cutscene is the fact that, I mean, beside the brutality and the horror of what this Milo is doing, it's more about the first time that HUGO will realize that he's stronger than anybody else. And this is the first time that AMICIA is losing control over him. So that was very important to capture this moment as well with the music. So you have Milo here. So this is guitar, sort of like sound.
It's all right.
Everything is guitar plus synth. So like boom, boom, harmonics, the guitar.
Yes.
Well, these
Synth, a lot of synth.
around to eat us. Our slaves escape. And now what? You're wasting what remains for that man.
So Milo will definitely use his power, strength.
It's all in
The music is just putting this
the rats
mood.
announce the coming of the child. And you see how hungry.
It's very illustrative now.
So it's simple. We please them.
Underscore what we say.
We buy ourselves
Although it's a new color, so you don't feel like, oh, you know this musical color.
And the world will follow.
So tell me, how many of us will feed the rats before we see?
So yeah, so this guy don't realize that he's being bothering Milo,
You have so little faith.
and he's gonna get it. And so those cellos here are the same sort of than in the first chapter when the bee people, you know, they kill the
blood will show the child the way
the
to
person that they thought was stealing from them with the axe, you know, bam, bam. And so now HUGO is about to use his power.
We have to help them.
And so Hugo is coming out, and he's gonna use his power.
Stop them.
Like this. So the macula, the call.
I wanted to save them.
Hugo! You don't kill people just like that!
Why? You do it all the time.
Because
And I can kill quicker than you.
you don't attack people by yourself! You listen to me and do as I say. Is that clear?
I don't care. They're all dead now anyway.
Hugo!
What the hell?
So of course Sophia don't know what's going on, and you'll have a little explanation from Amicia, but the most important part of this scene is the fact that Hugo, and you can hear the macula going on and going on and going on, as a disturbance in the equilibrium of their own relationship, Amicia and Hugo.
You never said what?
And there was like this question of when Amicia is reaching to Hugo, what should we do?
You to run away.
Should we once again put some warm synth melody whatsoever? But in the end, we chose to do nothing.
I thought
just
you
to
wouldn't have to see us.
illustrate the fact that
Just
the relationship between Amicia and Hugo
Time.
I understand.
is changing
Hugo,
in the wrong way, of course.
I know you're upset. And I know you wanted to help.
So the macula will go away.
Killing people, even bad people.
They're just
So
like
she-
the Inquisition.
She still can calm him,
They do whatever they want to other people.
but the relationship, he's
And
hurt now.
sometimes they force us to act, yes. But just let me take that decision, please.
You could think, oh, let's put some nice music there, but we didn't want to.
It will stop once we find out how to heal you. Come here. I think we owe Sophia an apology.
You see, it's very empty, as if they would start not understanding each other. The next part is just stealth fight. I mean, it's fun. But in terms of music system and everything, it's just taking back another music that you already heard with this stealth music, once again to illustrate the fact that Amicia is back. So we will move on to the next bit that is more
Yes.
progressing than this.
Doing that.
I'm out from the stealth fight. The stealth fight music was more about insanity for Amicia. The more guard I would kill, the bigger insanity. And now, as Hugo is mentioning, you know, like the tree and the dream, once again, the call of the macula, like a positive vibe, as if he didn't let go the dream. You know, it's like, oh, maybe, you know.
This force
So
is bad.
this is a little
But we're still together.
misguiding music on purpose to just surprise the players more when this will happen, because you feel like, oh, something nice will happen maybe, and that's what you get.
Amicia!
Not enough!
So this is when Sophia is saving you and paying her debt to Amicia.
Pull him away!
Always the same sort of trigger music for those situations. Like, it's just a reminder of Amicia's state of mind.
Hugo, it's over.
And Hugo was the macula here, and we know that having him being this stressed out will trigger the rats. So this is where we're gonna go now.
I promised myself.
You end up into a lot of rats because of Hugo's state of mind. The rats are here, and now you have this sort of like same music as for Shore for me. I don't remember the official name. And you're gonna have to navigate through the rats as you did. So it's the same music, but this time you have the macula calling, because basically it's because of Hugo that you have the rats. We're now out from the stealth fight and with the rats, and we're reaching the chapel. And the sound you hear now is a reminder of Milo, because for the whole sequence, Sophia is wondering, where is Milo? And you see all these dead people now. It's this very ominous visuals. I mean, the visuals in this game are beyond anything I've seen, I must say. Whatever they say, it's an amazing visuals game to me. So that's the Milo color.
At last.
And you have all these sequence. You go down there.
There's so many of them.
Okay.
They're
Well, the
pretty
game
recent.
is
Who did
willing me
this?
to
Milo?
watch.
This fresco. It's
You know, when you're making games like this,
Protector.
you have to play it so many times, and going through everything so many times
To the protector.
that at some point you
Maybe
can
it was
make
just
it
filling a position.
almost blindfolded.
That was
You know, it
function.
becomes mechanical, which is
They
a
wanted
bad
to punish
thing
her.
because you start having reflexes and you're doing stuff the same way over and over again. And sometimes by doing so, you don't realize that some players, and out of the millions of players for a game like this, for sure won't do what you're doing. And you didn't expect that, you didn't prepare for this, and that's very bad. So this is why we're using QA people. They're amazing by going through every bit of the game, trying everything, like the most stupid things, you know, like, oh, let's go back now, let's leave, and let's, you know, I don't know, like walk through the walls and press X all the way. I mean, this is more for collision than for music, but the thing is, without going through the game in very different ways, we can miss some very important spots in the way we organize the music, for instance, or the game itself. So now we're gonna have this sort of very important music, which is connected with the protector. So Amicia is the protector, as we know. And this very music is the same that will be played later when she sees Elia's skeleton, you know, bones.
Twendo?
So she doesn't know this, and we don't know this yet, but
Protect one,
we are
protect all.
preparing for this because this is Elia's message to
From the protector.
the protector, as
The order locked
she
her in
just said.
here.
So she was locked
It's
here.
a nice dynasty of
So
morons
that's the
you got
music
there.
for Elia. And sort of the relationship, like the virtual relationship from Amicia and Elia.
Careful. There might be a spider in there.
It's excellent writing, like the kid is somewhere else.
This
And
thing
so
again.
she
Why?
gets to know where to go, which is the same location that they were.
She's angry.
You see, that's the relationship.
Scared for the carrier.
She can read almost
He's
what
so young.
Elia
She wants him back.
left for them.
She knows where they took him.
I think she's projecting, of course she doesn't know for real, but she's projecting what she's feeling, knowing she was here.
Fort.
And now she knows. And the music is just here to support this sort of like,
The map. This is where they took him.
Wait. So it's that
this sort of
easy.
bound between
Under the
Amicia
map,
and
Just
Elia.
like that?
Just
Just like
like that.
that.
A
Very,
protector's
movie-like.
To another
um,
protector.
Now let's move on. You go back to the chapel.
It
No
still
more
doesn't tell
music.
us where Milo is.
Of
Well,
course, when music
it
is not
looked like
more
his
not
work was
playing
done
anymore, I mean, it creates this sort of, okay, what's next? Which is exactly what we want. You know? Going out, you can have this cutscene where Mino is here, so that's the color.
What were you doing in there? This place is sacred!
Oh,
You.
so Milo is willing to give anything to the kid because he worships
Did you
him.
like my offering?
And he's gonna get killed not by you but by Sophia.
Slaves.
And
You killed all of them.
this is why he was not so important. Once again, the two bits that were important in
Stop telling me what I want.
to have Milo in was number one, that he triggers Amicia's wrath again. Two, that Hugo is getting away in terms of relationship, you know. And three, you could say now that, well, Sophia is now even with Amicia and she's now free in her loyalty to leave the kids.
She is.
So this is Milo's color. You know. And next you have the sort of boss arena fight.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, killing somebody. I mean, I don't know. I never want to know how it feels, but it must not feel good.
They killed Milo! Here!
And there you go. And now you have a new music.
Watch over Hugo.
And this is bowing on the guitar.
They stopped at Milo, goddammit!
So, and percussions. So, new color. And this time it's just a background music. There is no system with it. Because, you know, we don't need this. It's just an arena and nothing is asking for you to stealth or whatsoever. It's just fight, fight, fight. So let's move on to the last bit after this fight is done.
Face them!
AMICIA! We have a deal inside the
So now the macula is asking, you know, like, you're like, uh-oh, what's going on? I can hear it. And Hugo is, yes, unleashed. Like this. I don't know what's going on with my PC now.
Hugo! That's it now!
They must die!
They are dead!
So you can see how Hugo is becoming more and more and more aggressive, more
To the sea! Quick!
brutal, you know. And this final scene on the boat was something very touching for me because, I mean, Sofia is now discussing with the kids and AMICIA, and basically they're afraid that she will go away, you know, because now she's even with AMICIA.
Hey!
This place was supposed to help. But I'm still the same. It's even more.
The voices here are just a reminder, you know, that Hugo is getting more and more cursed. Like, you know,
Hugo, look at me.
she's overwhelmed.
Hugo, look at me.
Sophia!
So now, for the first time ever, Sofia is acting like an adult
'Cause you're going
over
to leave.
kids.
Because of me.
And the way she's scolding, I don't know how to say, them
Calm down.
is
Now
beautiful.
you listen to me.
And the music in the back is just
Never seen
synth.
anything like you
You know,
do.
she doesn't have a theme.
And for some
But
stupid
this
reason,
very
I like
sequence,
you. And I like you at the shittiest, worst of your life, right? I'm fine with that. Even the strangest things happen for a reason. Sailors' stories are full of it. That said, you need to seriously calm down and listen to what adults tell you.
see?
Deal?
And the synth, a little detunes and everything. And the bass will enter
are not
to
a
add some
goddamn
warmth.
He looks up
And-
to you. And when your death wish becomes his, this is what happens. And this will have consequences.
As a reminder, I mean, keep in mind this music because you will hear it again on the almost last chapter.
Don't say it out loud.
So that's it for chapter 10. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you on the next chapter. Have a good one. Bye.